The general didn't remember the young man he mocked, but fate remembered for him. Sunlight spilled across the academy courtyard the morning it happened, bright, cloudless, deceptively calm. Cadets moved in neat lines, boots thumping rhythmically, until one voice, sharp, cold, unmistakably superior, cut through everything. General Marcus Hale stood at the inspection line. His shadow long, his tone unforgiving, and in front of him stood a cadet he dismissed with a single glance. Elias Rowan. A quiet kid, a scholarship recruit, and in the general's eyes, not officer material. The general had mocked the dirt on Elias's boots, the faded patch on his sleeve, the trembling in his hands. Cadets watched, murmuring under their breath, as the general's words sliced deeper than any reprimand. If you can't even stand straight, you'll never stand for this country. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Elias held his breath as the general walked past, pretending the humiliation didn't crawl under his skin. He thought the moment would end there. He thought he'd never see the man again in any personal way. He was wrong. Hours later, the bright afternoon heat shimmered across the academy gates when a frantic shout broke through the drills. A black SUV screeched onto the gravel, dust spiraling upward. The rear door flew open, and a young girl, pale, limp, was lifted out into her father's arms. General Hale's daughter. Her face was drained of color, her breath shallow, her lips trembling as she tried to whisper something. The medics swarmed her on the spot. The crowd of cadets gathered slowly, whispers rising, tension thick enough to taste. Even the wind seemed to pause. Internal bleeding, a medic muttered. She's crashing. She needs blood now. What's her type? Another asked. AB negative. Silence crashed down. It was one of the rarest. Elias felt his chest tighten. His mind spun. He had that type he'd known since he was 16, after a childhood surgery, a detail that never mattered until now. He stepped forward, his voice small at first, then steadier. I can donate. Dozens of heads turned. A ripple of disbelief moved through the cadets. The general snapped his attention toward him, eyes widening, trying to place the boy he'd just insulted that morning. You? The general muttered. Elias swallowed hard but didn't flinch. Me. Within minutes, the courtyard transformed. A medical table appeared under the bright sky, spectating cadets forming a wide circle, as if witnessing something sacred. Dust swirled with every hurried footstep. The general's daughter whimpered as her pulse weakened, and the medics moved with the urgency of men racing time itself. Elias lay down, sunlight warming his face, the smell of alcohol and metal sharp around him. His heart hammered, but not from fear, from resolve. If he could save her, then none of this, none of the mockery, the doubt would matter. The needles slid in. Blood began to flow. The air thickened with a strange, heavy silence. Minutes felt like hours. And then her breathing steadied. Her eyelids fluttered. Color returned to the corners of her cheeks. A medic exhaled. She's stabilizing. A soft gasp rippled through the watching crowd. General Hale's shoulders sagged. A man unmoored. He approached Elias slowly, each footstep measured, almost hesitant. Sunlight flickered over his face, revealing something rawer than authority, shame, gratitude, disbelief. I didn't recognize you, the general finally said, voice rough. Not for who you really are. Elias didn't answer. He didn't need to, because the quiet, trembling boy the general mocked was the same boy who just gave his daughter another chance at life, and everyone in that courtyard knew it. The general extended his hand, not out of duty, but out of something deeper, respect, acknowledgement. A silent apology, carried by the bright afternoon breeze. Elias took it, because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back, and sometimes it returns in the same sunlight that once revealed our flaws. If this story moved you, let me know your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that remind us why courage still matters.